Alrighty. Praise the orchestra. Praise the instruments of surrender song. Slowed and reverbed. Alrighty. So, we're all here in various capacities. We're as here as much as we can be.
Mm-hmm.
What happened last 2 times? Catch Kirsty up.
Oh, yes. Please and thank you.
Oh shit, that's right.
Here, I'll move you guys. Well, we'll get to this guy later.
We're still on
Where's Pex for their map? There is.
Los Mapos.
Here's his Mepo. Here it is, Mapo. Mapo tofu.
Delicious dish.
Very delicious. Spicy.
Oh, that's right. We started last session having split the party, right? Or not last session, but the session before.
Yeah, last.
Yeah, we got that vote. Yeah.
Yeah. Only 2 people stayed back at the hovel.
Yes, as it shall be known.
Fuck, what's that guy's name? Ferguson?
Morrison.
Morrison.
Molly Morrison.
Oh,
And
that
that
session
was,
also opened with a campfire scene. Apparently.
It did.
Oh,
It
yes,
did.
it did.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I saw that. I was like, oh, that's an important thing we should mention.
That is important. I forgot what. It's so important. I forgot what they discussed around the campfire.
There were 4 people, same as usual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Someone talked about an ash cloak. Someone had an eye. They had a special eye that they used to keep an eye on things.
No pun intended.
Or like a clairvoyant thing.
Like a scry?
I guess that's the easy. That's the Occam's razor one. I can't remember very specific detail. Didn't have a hand in Arnie's death, but let it slide. Oh, someone knew Arnie was going to die in their group and didn't do anything to push it towards that option or to stop that option.
Oh.
Yeah, so they were.
So,
Right.
so we're gonna kill them back, right? Beat their ass, yeah.
If we ever find out. We don't know
No,
who
we
the
didn't.
people
We
are
don't
yet.
know.
That's what I have written down about the campfire scene.
Back to our party, the present, we'll say. Caradoc and Badger stayed back at Morrison's hut, and turns out the person that was communicating to Caradoc through his book was one of the apostles, the broker?
Apostate.
The apostate. Thank you.
The apostate. Correct. There he is.
The apostate, the apostle.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor the Taylor.
And he was amicable. He was sociable, conversational. What did he have to say to you, Caradoc?
He had a curiosity he wanted sated, I suppose, to find out where the rabbit hole leads of the kind of power I intuited he and Caradoc both possess, although might be different sources. At least I hope. And there was some connection to one of Caradoc's relatives. I think great uncle, who had gone insane pursuing that lead in trying to figure out what, why, from whence. So he's like, he offered Caradoc answers to a big question that Caradoc has in exchange for allegiance. Who knows? But telling Caradoc he doesn't have to answer now, he took his leave, and once he had done so, Caradoc told Badger, if you catch me reading that book, punch me. So, fast forward a little bit, Caradoc's legacy journal is now in Badger's custody, but we'll get there.
because meanwhile, the other, I won't say half of the party, but the rest of the party was tracking down the wolf that kept showing up.
Mhm, mhm.
And our search led us, there she is, led us to a grove where this wolf displayed a higher intelligence than most magic wolves have. Not that we come into contact with many, but I digress.
That was a big sample size right there.
From my deep well of knowledge, which is one.
And she used this higher intelligence to scrape symbols into a rock face, 4 symbols indicating, as Jin and Falk recognize, but mostly Jin, because it's a Ryusen saying, adage. Speak no evil, hear no evil, taste no evil. No, speak no
Oh my
evil, hear no
God.
evil, see no evil, and a final one of do no evil. Each one of these with a little symbol of a little stick guy, covering his eyes, covering his mouth, covering his ears, and then all 3, and he's fucking dead. Is do no evil, do no evil, and you're dead.
Mhm, mhm.
But we did call out this wolf, like, hey, we know you're not really a wolf. Show yourself. And thanks to a good persuasion roll, she did show herself.
Oh, ooh.
Our characters don't recognize her, but that is Lyko. Apparently,
I remember
I never
Lyko.
met her.
Yeah, you weren't there for that.
But in this setting, she is Isladiros, the she-hound, as appears in the Advent log. Not that she would claim that name, because she's a seemingly ancient being above such meaningless titles. But our suspicion that she's testing us was sort of confirmed, but she's not testing us in regards to Deathwing, more so in a larger scale. Perhaps some cataclysm is on the horizon. Perhaps the one that oh god, I forgot his name. No one tell me. Hold on.
I believe in you. That's your father-in-law.
You forget my father-in-law's name. What does it begin with?
E. E. Mark apart. E.
Why?
I believe in you. I'm sending it to you telepathically.
Just write it and put it over your shoulder.
No.
Alec, think of a metal band or a rock band.
Metallica. How does this supposed to help me? Metallica.
Aerosmith.
You could think of a Witcher 3 antagonist.
Oh,
or Aerosmith.
Arendelle. No, Eridan.
Close.
Eruditio.
They were behind you the whole time.
I don't got it. I'm sorry. So, tell me.
Aerolith.
Fuck.
Aerolith, yeah.
Rhymes with Aerosmith, kind of.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Fuck. Aerolith. Yes. Much like the cataclysm that Aerosmith is anticipating, hearing.
I guess they sort of did, didn't they?
Anyway, while but I almost forgot before she morphed into a human. She had looked up at the stars, and the 3 of us all looked up along with her. Dahlia, however, specifically got that same sort of invasive feeling she got on the fly north.
Mm-hmm.
And this time welcomed it in. Well, invited, not invited it in, but
Open the door.
Opened the door. And was immediately met with an insanity check, sanity roll.
Yep.
Which she thankfully succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Oh,
yeah.
she just happens to know the Briar Queen, by the way.
Yeah, she just so happens to know
Just-
the Briar Queen.
Just casually.
Eladiros, that is. Let's see. At some point, Caradoc and Badger did reunite with us, and presumably Roma as well. She explained to us that if we wanted to go into the Betwixt and kill Deathwing for good, that maybe potentially we should head southeast from that location that we are currently at, which is something we would want to do. So we bid her farewell, and went back to Morrison's, right?
Yeah, went back to Morrison, started getting a game plan together
Mm-hmm.
with the details laying before you.
And I believe that sort of goes into next session, right? Because we sort of
Yep.
Did we end? Yeah.
Yep. The one thing I would add is Eva got a check-in from Nimble, which Badger caught. Speaking of Badger, Eva had some character development in approving Badger being the custodian of Caradoc's legacy book. She's slightly little less racist. We take that, I guess. She did say it just wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if Badger, with his so far good show of character, was the holder of the book. For now.
Fine, I guess.
Fine, I guess. And yeah, you guys talked. Well, I guess not you guys. Eva talked to Nimble a bit and got a bit more on her and Aurelia's upbringing and backstory. But that's a lengthy conversation, so we'll pass on that for the recap. But just know that she is basically confirmed to be at least half Elonian.
Yeah, separated from birth from her
Twin.
long lost sister.
Younger
and also
sister. Very important.
Yes. And also her alias Laterno is actually that's like actually her last name.
Yeah.
Funny
the perfect dossier cover story.
Your real name.
But that's not name you think
Right. Right. Last
session thereafter. Yeah.
Yes. Last session, we agreed that we would go into the Betwixt now that we have confirmation that Tal has been apprehended. He's out of commission now, but he's with Aubrey and company. Safe, whereas before he was sort of AWOL.
AWOL, hexed, mind entranced.
Yeah, because he had been sort of tricked into thinking that there were aberrants about, which there are not. Illusions.
Illusory.
Mindfuckery.
We grabbed a knight from Aubrey's team, Knight Prospect Declan, Order of Daisies, because if we're going into the Betwixt, if we're going to sort of fairy tale land, having a knight or someone who fills the role of a storybook knight would be a good boon. Going to, storybook land.
And you guys definitely picked the best one in terms of who gets the knight title.
Yeah. Turns out, Declan was already knighted before, but he belonged to the Order of.
I believe in him.
The one that fights the Ryusen, right?
No,
Snapdragons?
not of the Snapdragons. No, he was a knight
Amaryllis?
of correct.
Yeah.
Fellowship of Amaryllis.
Fellowship of Amaryllis. I thought
Yep.
they were the
And
ones.
then-
I forgot Snapdragons. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Daisies now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So when you switch from a different from one fellowship or order to another, you need to go through the process again.
Yep.
So we have an actual knight with us, technically. At least
more
in,
knight than all the other knight prospects.
Yes. Let's see what else happened before we set out. I know
I think
there
that's
was.
it. Kai gave you the medallion, protective medallion, which you
Right.
promptly turned over to Jin.
Yes, protective medallion. We went to one of the safe houses that Nimble outlined for us. One of the Shiarian safe houses in the area.
Spy safe house.
He explained that this one here had been overturned when he checked it,
Yep.
And when we went to this spy safe house, this one had also been overturned. There was enough there to give us some supplies, a lot of supplies actually,
Yeah.
and also to improve our kits, our artisan supplies and things like that. I have painter
Yeah.
supplies +1. Kirsty, if you have any tool proficiencies, you probably might want to check that.
If you have the kit, it could become +1, so long as someone else isn't swiping the kit as well.
Yeah, let me see what mine is.
And there's artisan's tools.
Oh no, it's Thieves' Tools. I don't know if that counts.
No,
Well,
these tools were notably missing, actually.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Anything that could be retooled or repurposed into thieving was also taken.
Mhm.
Rather auspiciously so.
The theory there is that potentially whoever ransacked this place took those because they are not Eulonian-made tools. Or at least that's my theory. I don't know if we actually adopted that. Anyway,
I will say
Guy.
this one is also rated.
yes, that one was also rated. Who checked that one?
Which I guess Nimble hasn't been able to communicate that to you guys, but I've already updated the map, so
Yeah, we'll find out.
yeah, you'll find out.
Unless we die in the betwixt, which we
That'd be
did
great.
make our way to. This area here, that whole circle is a sort of area of influence. Whenever we sort of failed to aimlessly wander through this area, we would end right back at the grove where we spoke to Eladiros. Through some trial and error, we determined that we need to blindfold ourselves so we can see no evil, deafen ourselves so we can hear no evil, and communicate nothing so we're not speaking any evil. And at the time of passing through the area of effect, our intentions matter. If we have evil intentions, then or intentions we believe to be evil, or if some extra planar force believes to be evil, we would we would fail and end up back at the grove. But we, one by one, were able to get through this area of effect and end up in the betwixt, using such things like beeswax to deafen our ears, tree sap and moss to fill our ears with.
Definitely the nastier one.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Caradoc for precipitating our ears clean after that.
Yep.
I should open a clinic.
But as we made our way into the betwixt, we found ourselves in a ruined town.
Yep, let me bring you guys to that so I can find it.
Which we believe to be Deathwing's original home village from the Tales.
Oh.
And if I remember correctly, this was on
Ruined.
the cusp of the betwixt. No, we're not fully in there here, if I don't misremember.
Yeah. Well, you guys are in there now. Present,
No,
modern session start, but yeah, you guys are at the edge, the doorway, so to speak.
Right.
That's what you guys need the fetish for, but we'll get there when we get there.
Right. We did investigate this place after decorating it with planks of wood of varying shapes and sizes and art styles. There's a giant tree in the middle, as well as a epithet. Right. What did this read?
Type in. Oh, there it is. In general, here lies the town of Galavar, a town with little that gave what it could, taken too soon by treacherous hands. In due time, wrongs will be righted, and they may rest in peace at last.
We noticed footprints in the area that led out of town.
Yeah, they went basically like this.
Yes. I can't remember if we determined if these were Deathwings or not, but
I believe we did, because I asked if they looked the same as what we saw out in the woods when we saw Deathwing.
They do.
Right.
Also, your mic doesn't sound that that bad.
Yeah, it actually
That's
sounds
pretty boxed
perfectly
in.
fine. Sounds good.
That's good.
Just don't swallow your mic.
Don't plan on it.
Aside from
Glomp.
various bits and baubles around the place, the only thing of note that we found, Dolly, I believe you specifically found it, was a small fetish. Is that right?
That is what it's
What-
called, the mortal coil fetish.
The mortal
Mhm.
coil fetish.
Made
Ah.
of human bone and skin and flesh.
And sinew.
And sinew in the shape roughly of a bird's foot. A bird's.
Mhm.
The talon is only the pieces at the end, so yeah, I guess it is
Yes.
the whole foot.
Dahlia called us over. Oh, by the way, this whole time we spotted something on the edge of town. We
We
felt
couldn't
watched.
see. Yeah.
Could not see it. Dahlia called us over, and as her back was turned to the place she had found the fetish,
Dun, 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 dun.
I was holding it on like a stick too.
yes,
Dun, dun, dun,
Brandon
dun.
touched it. Yeah, we were ambushed
Dun, 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 dun.
We got
by the
motherfucking jump.
pygmy, an apostle that is not an apostle, the forgotten one, essentially.
Loser.
Oh.
Loser.
He is the
Loser.
designated. He is the designated loser. Yes, that is a pretty accurate way of just calling him.
Yeah, loser.
The arch coward.
The arch coward.
Q combat, wherein we got hurt badly. I don't think
Yes.
we actually go down.
No.
I don't think so, no.
No, I think the closest person was probably Dahlia, and she hit like what single digits. Because you're talking about popping
Yeah.
some the various death wards you.
Yeah,
have.
so I popped the family
So many
meal.
layers.
I would have died.
Let's bring. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't know if Kirsty was around because I think that was last session I told you guys.
Probably.
about it, right? Kirsty, please mark down on your sheets or your notes or both that you I think it's so you guys finish your next long rest whenever that is. Yes,
Yeah.
there you go. The first time you would drop to 0 HP, you instead remain at 1 HP and gain 30 temp HP, which will then help absorb any damage.
Ooh,
As
okay, I should write that down.
the buff from your guys is very very successful crawfish boil.
Hell
yeah,
baby.
Actually, you know what? I think I remember that. Yeah. Maybe. I remember the zero. dropping
Yeah,
down to zero.
I think it was the session prior to
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the first session that Kirsty missed.
It's
because
yeah,
okay,
it
we
okay.
sounds familiar.
Then you
opened
guys are fine then.
with leaving. So yeah, combat commenced. We realized, were told, learned, whatever, that we could spend our reactions whenever this thing attacked, or just cause, to
yeah.
sort of to scare it, to startle it.
Startle is the term.
Wherein he would make a wisdom save, which he was not good at.
Yep.
And
And
impose disadvantage. At one point, when it
Was
got
Jin.
to, was that?
Jin was the one that incited that if you guys do enough of it.
Oh yes,
Oh yeah, it was spook 'em.
that was was that when it was already starting to run away from low HP?
Yeah, it was after the lightning
Yeah.
charge, and then it was running away.
And Jin incited that if we scare this thing enough, then it would have a special effect. So
Wait, he's a
cue
quivering
us
little
all of screaming and shouting and going "Grrr!" to this running away
Yeah.
pygmy.
hmm
And what was the effect? Oh, flee. Was that the effect?
Yeah, it's fully. Yeah, it runs
Yeah.
away and hides from you for an entire turn.
Mm-hmm. And we use that turn to prepare for its return.
Return.
We sort of resolved ourselves to defeating this thing here and now, lest it ambush us in the future.
Yep.
So we set up for an ambush, only to then get ambushed ourselves. Falk in the top left here did not see the invisible pygmy coming, and it killed Edelweiss.
And she's dead
which-
forever.
Which
Nope.
sucks, but he's able to resummon her.
Yeah.
But it did put a righteous violence in you.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
personal insult that was done.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But in the end, we were able to put this thing down for good. Well, not for good, I guess. We know in our heart of hearts that he will return to defend this small village, but we won't be here for that. Hopefully,
Yes.
it'll take some time for him to reform.
Yes.
Right, and the moments before it died were probably
Oh yeah.
the most terrifying for it, that is, because it had many attacks and it spent all of them trying to hit Jin, only to then try and grapple it, which Badger interfered and got grappled instead, and got tossed, thusly
fuck with it.
leaving. Yeah, just to fuck with it. Thusly leaving Jin standing there, and causing it some non-mechanical psychic damage, I'm sure.
Yeah, something to know. It has an intelligence of 14, so it's like articulate. It could talk.
It's just
Plan. It's just a massive fucking pussy. Yeah.
As we put it down, Jin did say that we'll see you later.
Exactly.
Putting the fear of fucking God into this thing, because it does not want to see us later or ever again. So in the future, if we re-encounter it, it is afraid of us for the first round.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Fred, for typing that message out. It is pinned.
Yep.
Dahlia was forced attuned to the fetish when she
Yeah, as soon as I
touched
picked it up.
I know it's funny as shit too, because I think Fred, you were the one saying like, if this curses you, I'm sorry, and then immediately I'm just like, so anyways, now that you're cursed, now that you touched it and it auto attunes you and you're cursed.
What does the curse typically do?
So
typically, isn't it like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Every hour you lose 1d6 maximum hit points.
Right. Which will kill you.
Yeah,
Unless
I would imagine. Yes, most things that would kill you.
unless you are carrying a gunmetal oleander, which Dahlia just so happens to be doing.
So thank God it was me that picked it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really worked out that you were the one that successfully noticed the fetish, and we're also the one that was brave enough to pick it up. But Falk has a remove curse, singular, but you guys could have at least juggled it a bit.
I will lose it when
you will lose it
whenever we next long rest.
Yep.
So
I'll actually
until
I'll say you won't. I'll say you won't for this one. It was given to you by mysterious circumstance, so it won't.
So whenever Dahlia wants to get rid of that fetish, you have to need to do that.
Well, the thing is, we need it.
For now,
Yes.
exactly. We do need it in order to enter the Twixt proper.
Indeed. Indubitably.
Right, because once as soon as she didn't actually touch it but picked it up via stick, I missed if you guys described that she saw a light and finally heard sounds of the forest, which by the way had been entirely silent up until this point.
Hours of trekking through silent forest. Nothing eerie or Blair Witch about that at all.
Yeah, no,
Nothing at all.
Quite unnerving.
I hadn't mentioned that. I thought about it really hard.
That's good enough. That's good enough, right? You had a C for trying.
But once being forcefully attuned to it, it became all the much louder and brighter, and that's where we ended up going after Pygmy died temporarily. And what did we find there? Someone else take over.
Following the sounds of woods, water rolling, critters and other creatures skittering and chirping, etc., etc., you follow the light eastward and came across a post, a T-shaped post embedded into the ground, seemingly made of light with a bird perched atop it. Thus the name in my notes of it being called a perch.
Right.
The bird itself is the same blackbird that you guys saw back at the equestrian show, and you guys saw that very same day looking around for something. Except, tis not a bird of black, tis a bird of light, of white, constructed of the same material as the perch itself. Text appeared illegible, but eventually translated to illuminate speech, a language known to Dale as the attuner of the mortal coil fetish. And it read, "Here I leave behind my anxieties for futures unrealized." The first step of Deathwing's journey to eventually become Deathwing. There are 14 aspects total, one of which you guys have just interacted with. 13 remaining. One at the very end, and then one for each apostle. 14 total. Your guys' quote-unquote natural way of getting out of the Betwixt is to go fulfill all 14 aspects. Of course, there are other ways out of the place, as Kerwin is evidence of. And, well, hopefully by the end of this, you guys unlock or learn the secret of killing Deathwing. It's not guaranteed you will, but also it's a bit biased that you will. So, should be fine.
Hell yeah.
The Mortal Coil Fetish does pull you guys to either the next or the closest perch aspect. So, there is something of a semi-linear path. That being said, if you guys go foraying around into the Betwixt, then obviously the compass, the objective compass will shift accordingly. And let it be known, it does not point you guys in a bird's eye, like, straight line at it. It guides you, not points you. So be advised on that.
Oh, like kind of find a path?
It'll try to find you a suitable enough path.
Cool.
Clairvoyance spell from Skyrim.
Yeah, basically. Or the fucking Dead Space, like, like line beam thing on the ground. Oh, I love that. It was a nice creative
I would use that
feature.
thing just for the hell of it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did that same thing. I'll be like next to the workshop, like. Anyways, so that is the recap of the last 2 sessions. And I think as a result, I feel like I should give out 2 recap inspirations. No,
Oh, yeah.
you guys elect amongst yourselves democratically. Or tyrannically, I don't know. Is your guys' government system?
Okay, at least one goes to
Wait,
Alec.
you're giving it out now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed, Garth. One goes
Well,
to
it's fresh
Alec.
on my mind.
Alright, fine.
You want to do it in response to a bad roll?
As
I mean, you guys can just give an inspiration at that moment.
I guess. Yeah. I know. All right. So I will happily thank you, fellas. Thank you, tall boys. I will happily take.
Sure, that's true. They are the tall boys.
Yeah, they are the tall boys. Yeah. And the other one? Dela?
I think Nina did a good job, Derek.
Yeah. Nina, you take it.
Yeah.
Thank you, but I am full. I have a muffin.
Oh, hell yeah. Garth.
Again.
Yeah,
Garth.
let me.
Take it.
So I parry it.
Oh god, they parried.
Ping pong.
I don't have a regular inspiration, so yes.
Well, if you have a muffin, you can't have a regular inspiration and a muffin. Like, it takes up the slot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what
that's how it works.
What?
Brad?
Who
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
have an inspiration? That's a better question.
I don't think I have either. My sheet is loading. I have neither.
Yours then.
Thank you.
All yours.
I don't know.
All
We're
right.
really like up to our eyeballs in inspirations. Like,
We need them.
Hopefully you guys won't need them. So, allow me to take you guys to title slide. And allow me to change the music as we enter on in.
A little loud.
Thank you very much, my lord. Play Shooting Stars. Let's
Shooting stars ever-
see.
Helen, play Shooting Stars.
If only there was a mage. But I'm happy. No, never mind. I'll wait. I'll play the Shaman Village music, I guess. Actually, no. You guys are in the woods now, so let me find something woodsy, so to speak.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
What's Lyranny of the Lake sound like?
I think it's important to note that I'm trying so hard to open Roll20 this entire time, and it's just not. It's not loading at all.
That's pretty Taihan. That's a Calabummer, bro.
Calabummer, dude.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
god.
Was Lyranny of the Lakes always this fucking ominous ending?
Yeah, it's very gloomy,
Yeah.
right? I might have use for that later in the betwixt, but not right now. I think that one's a bit too much. Maybe Limgrave.
Classic.
Yeah, we'll do Limgrave, not Limveld, as we learned last time with a sudden. Kept interrupting. Okay. So once it starts playing, there we go. You guys are assembled with obviously yourselves. You guys have Aurelia and Mercer and Eva and Knight Prospect Declan. You guys are all stood in half circle, half arc in front of this perch aspect. Perch aspect? Aspect perch? Perch aspect. Seeing the bird, which does move, like it looks around as if it were alive. It like preens its feathers as if it were alive. And you guys see the text floating around the halfway point of this, 10 foot, 8 foot tall pole, so around eye level, except Badger, that reads, "Here I leave behind my anxieties for futures unrealized." And you guys are in the betwixt. If you guys turn around to the scant, 50-some feet back to the quote-unquote village, now in ruins behind you, Galavar, you see nothing except more forestry. You guys have crossed the threshold and are definitely in the betwixt now. What do you do?
Look to
Dahlia
Dahlia.
wants to go home.
Yeah.
Well, that's too damn bad, Jin. You keep wandering.
I forget. Everyone else can see the text, right? Like it translates for everyone?
Yep.
Perfect, okay. She would still probably have read it out loud when we first encountered it, but looking at the bird, and then glancing at the rest of the group, does she catch out of the... I guess, does she get any feeling or any hint as to the fetish being able to guide us to the next one?
You're already feeling the pull. Past this perch, deeper into the woods. Continuing on the vector you came in on.
I can feel this thing pulling me that way. She'll point further in.
Yeah, so if you guys imagine, like, this is the perch. Here is a bird. Shittily made penguin, disease-looking bird on it. There you go. And you guys are all assembled here as a half circle. The pole of the fetish goes that way.
Just really hungover oyster catcher.
Don't talk about my bird. Don't talk about my bird.
Don't talk about my bird.
I showed you my bird research spot. Anyways. Knight Prospect Declan repeats the line. Here I leave behind my anxieties for futures unrealized. Deathwing's words, surely. Yeah, it stands to reason. Explains the pygmy. I mean, that thing was wound up like a fucking clock. Then perhaps we'll be looking at one of the next perches. We'll have Here I Leave Behind My Immortality, and we'll be utterly able to kill whichever apostle it is. Mercer just breathes out loud to the point you guys hear his voice box like yeah, no insight roll necessary. Fucking Eulonians. Like it will be that easy.
Well, if the implication is that these crosses, you wouldn't say cross, this perch, there you go. This perch is coinciding with the apostle guarding it. Maybe the next one will be, Here I leave behind my love for trumpets.
Yeah, some chuckles from the various NPCs. Not even though. Not even though.
Jin just slightly grimaces.
Grimaces.
Yeah, because he fucked up the trumpet boy, so he feels bad.
Oh,
That's
that's right.
crazy.
Yeah, I forgot you fucked up a child. That's right.
Yeah,
didn't-
Your
he
Honor,
couldn't
he's
believe
actually
what was
1,000 years old.
Dude.
Oh my god.
sorry. The joke was too easy to make. Now then, the only way forward is forward. No.
It
I
feels too
suppose
easy.
it is.
He looks Mercer looks over to you, Caradoc, as he's like checking the chambers of his revolver. You loaning some sense. Closes the chambers, puts away the pistol. Maybe we'll be fine after all. Behind,
Chuckles.
over his shoulder, you could see Aurelia with her puffed up cheeks, like,
Leave. There must be something to it. Like leaving behind his anxiety. It makes me wonder what anxiety. What did he leave behind?
For futures unrealized. Declan like looks across you guys, seeing if that. Not that he's like thinking you guys are anxious people, right? No, not that. But he just looks across you guys, wonder if it pings anything with you, prompts anything with you.
Not a clue.
Deathwing did say that we had no idea if we had seen what he had seen.
Isn't that the well,
That was the runaway, wasn't it?
That's one thing.
It was.
Yeah.
Let's not try to understand so deeply Deathwing's mind. He's insane.
And we only have one piece of the puzzle right now.
Yes.
Well,
Hey, Jin. Do you have any birdseed?
I don't.
I understand why you say Jin for like as the
Oh,
pitch
yeah,
for that,
yeah,
but also it's. I'm sorry, that's a strange question for me to
Yeah.
ask. Sort of vibes. Like I understand why it's Jin.
Never added it to my inventory. Can I roll luck to see if he happened to have some?
You bet. Sure, roll really 15 or below because that's really out of pocket, literal
And
out of pocket
guess what?
shit.
It's in my pocket with a 12.
Oh, I guess so.
baby!
I guess so. You keep around. Add to your inventory. We're making this canon. Add to your inventory list of assorted animal treats.
Yo, nice.
As the nature boy you are, you keep just a couple of biscuits, small, tiny bags of different types of seed and other feeds.
It's a series
Sure.
of pouches inside of a pouch for different animals.
Yeah, basically, it's like one of those dice bags that has like sub compartments in it. It's like that.
So-
So
instead of
Jin becomes a Disney princess?
He is. A
I
Disney
mean-
princess, yes.
I mean, you're the one that talks to animals. So.
I wanna
Fox
go
scoffs
with the
and
people.
says, He doesn't even own a bird. Why would he have birdseed on him?
Slowly pulls out a pouch.
I'll never question anything again.
I
In the
interact with a lot
background.
of different animals. I like to have snacks with them.
In the background, you hear Aurelia whisper to Eva, "Do you carry Betsy around?" No. Why would I?
Ghost bird.
For Giselle. It's not so. No. Meanwhile, as you're